Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. After a very long time we are back with another video. I think it has been ages since I did a video on my RC crawlers. So yeah, it has been quite a few crazy months. I've been lazy and I got into other things, which is why I did not get enough time. So today we are back, and this video is all about the upgrades that I plan to do on my RC crawlers. So I think from the previous videos you already know I have 3 crawlers. This is the TRX4 2021 Ford Bronco. As you can see, a lot of parts are missing. The front bumper, rear bumper, and if you see, I've taken out the motors and ESC and all the electronics. The stock electronics are basically out. The same happened with the TRX4 Defender. A lot of things are missing. I did put on some new tires on this one. This is my axial SCX10 3 Jeep Gladiator. Even the electronics are missing on this one. So basically what I've done is I've taken out all the stock electronics, which you can see right here. I plan to sell them. So here is the stock radio, motor, ESC setup. We do have the Traxxas Pro Scale lights for the 2021 Ford Bronco, and here are the stock motors and ESCs for the TRX4s. So the bumpers are in this box. So I plan to sell these things. You can ignore. And if you come down below, these are the parts. These are basically the old parts that I used to have that I'm going to reuse in my new build. Few of the bumpers. I did order new bumpers, but these are the things that I don't plan to sell, and I'm somehow going to reuse them. And as you can see, my dining table is kind of a mess. It's not that I'm not arranging things, but I wanted it to be a mess. I wanted all the parts to collect here. So they have been coming from Amazon and AliExpress for quite a few days now. I think it has been almost 3 to 4 weeks, a month since I started ordering, and things have been coming. You know the process with AliExpress. Things comes from China and it takes a lot of time. Then they might get held up in customs here in Mexico. So things do take time. But I think I have 99% of the things delivered. I did order a new LED light bar for the TRX4 Bronco. As you can see, I already have one, but I don't like this one. I'm probably going to change it or maybe sell it to someone. And I ordered a new light bar, but the one that I got delivered is for the TRX4M, which is small, so I don't need that. I ordered a new one which is for the 10 scale crawlers. It's my mistake, I did not check the post well enough. So only that part is remaining, and I think I ordered something like this. This is like a scale accessory, a small duffel bag. Let me try to bring it in focus. Yeah, this is a small duffel bag. I ordered 2 of these, one yellow for the Bronco, and the other one it looks like some olive green, and that one is for the Jeep Gladiator here, but that has still not been delivered, and I'm waiting for the new light bar. So other than that, everything we already have. So let me do a quick rundown of the things that I ordered. I'll be doing a follow-up video with more details. So if I try to put all of these things in one single video, it will be a very long video and people might not be interested in watching it because it will take a lot of the time. So what I want to do in this video basically is, as you can see, I ordered a FlySky Noble NB4 radio, just one radio for all of my crawlers. I did order 3 HobbyWing Fusion Pro motors and the 8-channel FlySky FGr8B receivers. Here you can see 5. The reason is 3 I'm going to use for my crawlers, and the other 2 I plan to build 2 boats in the future, which I'm going to bind with my NB4 radio. So this video will be mainly about unboxing the NB4 video, and I've watched a few videos in YouTube where you can so basically let me tell you why I need to do this, because the NB4 out of the box is a 4-channel radio, but as you know, with the TRX4, if you want to use it, you need to have minimum 5 channels. Plus I want my lights to be controlled from the radio, so I basically need a radio which can support more than 5 channels. Now I've watched videos in YouTube where people buy the FlySky Noble NB4, and with a firmware update you can upgrade it to a 8-channel radio. It does come with 2 4-channel receivers. One is a normal 4-channel receiver and the other one is a FlySky iBus receiver, where you can daisy chain 2 receivers, 2 4-channel receivers, to make them behave like a 8-channel setup. So I'm not planning to use them. I will keep them in case I need them in future. But on the other hand, I ordered this 5 8-channel receivers. So in this video I'll be mainly concentrating on unboxing the NB4, and I will show you how to do the firmware update to make it behave like an 8-channel radio, and we will also be doing firmware updates on the receivers, which is mandatory in order to use them with the NB4 radio. We do have 3 HobbyWing Fusion Pro motors that I mentioned earlier, and I got a program card to program them, and this will be the main objective of this video. However, just for the sake of the viewers, since I already showed them all these parts, I'll just go through very quickly what all parts I ordered. So firstly, I ordered a set of proper tools to work on my RC crawlers and all the RC stuff that I had. Previously I've been using the stock ones that come inside the box, but they are not really handy and they are not kind of heavy duty, so I ordered these Allen screwdrivers of different head types. If you're following my channel, you already know I did this unboxing and review of this Xiaomi electric screwdriver. It is helpful, but it saves you a lot of time, I agree, but it's not the best for the kind of work that you need to do with your RC crawlers, because you have to go heavy duty, for which you need this. And I got some extra LiPo connectors. These are some Y cables and extensions. This packet consists of the window guards for the TRX4 Defender. These are pretty cool once I install them. These are the, what do you call them? I'm not exactly sure what they are called, but let me see if it's getting focused. My camera is having a hard time trying to focus on this. So basically you stick them to the side of your Bronco like this, 2 pieces for both the sides. That's it. I ordered 2 sets of metal windscreen wipers for my Defender and my Bronco. So these are the 2 boxes. This is something that I ordered for my Bronco. So to be honest, most of the things that you see here are for the Bronco, some are for the Defender, and very less for the Gladiator. I don't like it that much, to be honest. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I know everyone has their different choices, but to me personally, I like the TRX4 more. So these are the side mirrors for the Bronco, but the only difference from the stock ones is that these do have some orange LEDs, and you can hook up with the electronics, and you will have side indicators on your mirrors as well. These are, I believe, the metal headlight guards for the Bronco. Yep, these are the headlight guards for the Bronco. You can ignore these are the manuals for my helicopter. Anyway, next thing that I ordered is, this is like the roof rack. The Bronco, as you can see, already has a roof rack, but I don't like it a lot, so I plan to change it with this one. This one, as you can see, sits a little higher from the roof, and it adds to the center of gravity raising a bit. This one sits a little bit closer to the roof, so I believe it will help in performance and somewhat lower down the center of gravity. This is something very important that I should have brought many days back with my crawlers. This is a plier, a very important tool. This, as you can see, is the metal guards for the tail lights of my Defender. No, sorry, these are the metal guards for the tail lights of my Bronco. A set of Velcro straps, very important. Then again, a set of 4 mud flaps, or mud guards as you may call them. These are for the Bronco. What else do we have? Okay, so these are the new light sets, Chinese. You might be asking why I'm replacing the Pro Scale Traxxas lights. The reason being, since I'm changing the electronics, the Pro Scale light kit will not work anymore because it needs the normal Traxxas receiver to work. So that is the reason why I'm selling the Pro Scale lights, and I have this Chinese set of lights for the 2021 Ford Bronco. These are pretty cool. So once we install them in future video, you will see these are pretty cool. 3 packs of zip ties of different sizes, very important for the RC hobby. Okay, so this is the light that I was talking about. Come on, zoom in, man. Okay, so this is the light bar for the TRX4M, which is the 18 scale Bronco. And I ordered the same thing for the 10 scale, so which is coming in 2 weeks maybe. And I might give it to someone, or maybe I'll be using it in someplace else. Not yet planned, but maybe like this here, or I don't know. We'll see. Next, what we have here, these are some of the aesthetic accessories that you put on the hood of your Bronco. They are like the intake air covers on the engine. So this is for Bronco again. This one is again for the 2021 Bronco. There are some side outlets for the air that you are going to put here, right here. What do we have next? Okay, so this is a pretty cool side ladder. Come on, focus. You cannot see it now because it's black in color and the package is also black. So this is something that goes here as a ladder, and you can fold and unfold it to extend the ladder. This entire pack consists of a few accessories for the Defender. So what you get is different types of metal guards for your, let me show you. So the bigger ones that you see are for the headlights. The smaller ones that you see here on top, come on, focus, they are for this part of the window on either side, and it also has metal guards for the tail lights, the side windows, or yeah, the side windows, and yeah, that's about it. So this entire packet will have that. This is a radio antenna for the Bronco, and you can attach it here, right here. Okay, what do we have next? This is a 10th scale toolkit set for the TRX4 Bronco. So it comes as a as a kind of a toolkit which is scaled to be accessory for the Bronco. So if you can see, there are various tools of small sizes, and you have to assemble this box, and that basically goes on the other side of the Bronco here. So this side will have the ladder, and the other side you'll have this toolkit mounted. This one, okay, these are some 3D printed accessories that will give more 3D depth to the A pillar and B pillar and C pillar. So if you can see, I'm not sure if my camera will be able to, yeah, so these are the 3D pillars for the Bronco. You have set for A, B and C pillars. Next, what we have here is these are again some aesthetic details that will make your Bronco look good. This has nothing to do with the performance of the car. So these are some covers that you can place on the hood. So these two right here belong to the hood. So as you can see, yeah, it says Bronco in black. So I know things are not very much clear, but I will be doing a separate video of upgrading the Bronco. Not a few days back I wanted to do a review video, ownership and review video, and all the changes that I made, but I have been lazy, like I said, and I have already replaced the old parts and the new parts have arrived. So I figured out that there's no point doing a video on the old parts that I'm already going to change. So I'll be doing a separate video for the upgrades. Oh, we do have some new bumpers for the Bronco. They have lights installed, and these bumpers are for the Bronco Raptor, but I'm going to mix and match parts from the Raptor and the normal Bronco. I'm not going to convert it into a Raptor. I'm not very much fond of it. These are the parts of the bumper as well. This is the rear bumper. That one was the front bumper. We got some adapters because the lipos that I have been using, as you can see here, they used to have XT60 connectors by default, but when I bought it from the guy who supplies me all this stuff, I told him that I'll be using it for TRX4, and he replaced the connectors with TRX4 connectors. So now I'm back to square one, which is why I had to order this adapters. That's about it. Here you will see some new side rockers for the Defender. I used to have the same for the Defender before, but I broke one of them, so I ordered a extra pair. This is the old winch that I had with my Bronco. That's the ESS dual sound system, which was previously installed in my Bronco, but my friend said that it's eating up too much battery and making the Bronco heavier, so now I plan to put that in my Defender. Also, one more reason being, the Defender doesn't have a proper weight management. It's a little bit tail heavy, so I figured that if I put this in the front of the Defender, it will not only make the Bronco lighter, but it will have a proper weight balance on the Defender as well. This is some silicone grease that I plan to use when I open up the Bronco. This will go in the diffs. It's ordered from Amazon, not very expensive. And rest of the accessories that you see here, they are old. Alright, so that's a brief overview of the new parts that I got. Now let's start with the unboxing and firmware update of the FlySky Noble NB4 radio. So the reason why I opened the FlySky website is because I'll download the firmware from here. But before that, let's do the unboxing. So this is the box how it comes. It's one of the flagship models from FlySky. You already know FlySky makes a lot of comparatively cheaper items when it comes to radios and receivers. Cheaper compared to the other popular brands like Futaba, Spectrum. But the cheaper does not mean that you are losing on the functionalities, because whatever you can imagine, everything is included in this radio. So when it comes to cars, there are two flagship models. One is the Noble Pro, which is like I think 12 channels or 18 channels if I'm not wrong. I don't need so many channels, and it is very expensive. Again, by expensive means expensive to my means, but it's definitely cheaper than the other popular brands. So this is how the NB4 comes in. It's a nice black box. I did remove the packet that was sealed on top of it just to check if the item is correct or not, but I've not gone through all the items. These are all the sides. You get this kind of a pull tab, and you pull the box out like this. As you open the box, you are welcomed with this top cover, which is basically a piece of foam on the lower side with a hard paper on top, and with this shiny logo. Okay, so this is what is included inside the box. If you see for the price, the box is pretty much premium, and why it shouldn't be? This is one of the flagship models. So the first thing that I'm going to take out is this box, and underneath this box you get this battery. This is basically a power bank. So let me tell you, this radio comes with dual batteries. One battery is already included inside the grip, the hand grip, which you cannot take out, and this is a 4300 milliamp battery, which comes with some rubber padding on the bottom, so you can place a radio and it won't move. And these are the connections with which you will be connecting this to the radio. You see there are a couple of connection ports, one USB type A and one micro USB with this button. This is for charging the battery which is there in the grip. I'll turn it off for now, and let's keep it aside. So this has two functions. One function is to provide secondary power to the radio in case the battery inside is running out of juice, and the other thing is when you are trying to take memory backups or maybe doing firmware update, the way you will connect this thing to, the way you will connect the radio to your PC or laptop is via these ports. So, and one of these ports is also used to charge this power bank. So I'll keep this aside. Let's take a look at what's inside the small box. So the first thing that I get is, okay, so these are the two radios that I mentioned earlier. These are included with this radio. Let's see what we have here. Oops, I think I dropped something. Okay, so very basic things that are normally included with a receiver. So this, I believe, is the iBus receiver, FGr4 V2. Please don't roast me if I'm saying something wrong. I'm very much new to all these things. All these days I've been using the stock radio with my crawlers, but so let me tell you this, the reason why I wanted to upgrade all of this. There are a couple of reasons why I wanted to change the radio. First thing is I did not want to have three radios for 3 of my crawlers, or maybe 5 or 6 in future. I wanted to have a single radio for all of my crawlers. Now that does have a disadvantage. I cannot run more than one crawler at the same time, but that's okay. I do not have any friends anyway. The people I go to the park with, they already have their own cars, so that is one reason. The other reason is this type of aftermarket radios will give you a lot of flexibility, and the thing is you do have a lot of options to change configurations and settings inside, which you don't get with the stock Traxxas TQI radio or the Spectrum DX3 radio that comes with XL. So going back, the first packet has this FGr4 V2, which is a iBus 4-channel receiver, and it comes with a bind plug and the antenna tube. I'll put this aside. Let me tell you guys, these two things I'm not going to use because you already know I have ordered these 8-channel receivers, so I'm not going to be using these. Next is the second receiver that we get with this radio. Again, one more bind plug, and oh, my bad. So this happens to be the iBus receiver, 4 channels, and this is the main receiver. So from the videos that I've watched, people who want the radio to be 8 channel, they usually use the included receivers. They daisy chain them somehow, and these 2 receivers then become one, and they act as a single 8 channel receiver. So that's what you get inside. We have a few more packets. Okay, this looks to be additional hand grip that you can use with the radio. What do we have? We do have a data cable, I believe. Yeah, it's a USB type A to micro USB data cable, and we have our handy dandy quick start guide for the Noble NB4 radio. There are a bunch of things, but I will probably watch YouTube videos to learn how to change the settings, not go through the, but I'll still keep it. You get a warranty card or something. Okay, this is interesting. You get 2 additional what do you say, these are like screen protectors that you normally use on LCD screens on your mobiles, but this radio has a big LCD screen, color touchscreen, so 2 of these extra are provided, and you also get some springs to adjust the tension of the trigger. 2 are already installed obviously, and these are extra just in case you need them in future. The elephant in the room, which is the radio. So this is how it looks. Oh, okay, I believe we already have a screen guard installed on the LCD display. So this is how it looks. The interesting thing about this radio is you can turn this steering wheel towards the right if you are a right-handed driver, and you can turn it all the way back 180 degrees towards the left in case you are a left-handed driver, and you get pretty much the same controls on either side, so that doesn't matter if you are a right-handed person or a left-handed person, you can have the same controls. Or if you are using this radio to be a 8-channel radio after the firmware update, you can use this additional knobs and wheels and buttons to be your channel 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what I know from the videos that I watched. We'll find out. I'm not exactly sure. I've just seen some videos, and from the information that I've gathered so far, I'll be trying to do the firmware update. So let's connect the power bank that we have. If you can see now, the radio is quite unstable. It's not able to sit on its own. But what you do is you press this like here and you push it forward, and you hear a click sound, so that means it's connected. Now it can sit, or rather stand on its own. What I'll do is first I will take out the data cable, because we need the data cable for the radio to get connected to my laptop. So this is the data cable. On one side you have USB type A, and on the other side you have a micro USB. First thing that we are going to do is we will turn on the radio.
Welcome to Noble.
Okay, so this is the welcome screen. As you can see, if I'm moving my channel 2, which happens to be the throttle, the changes are reflected on the display. This is channel 1. I believe this one is, yeah, this is channel 3. I think the brightness is automatically adjusting. If I'm pointing the display to my window, which is open on that side, the brightness increased. I'm not sure though if there is a brightness sensor. So this is the display lock. If you want to avoid accidental pressing of buttons, you can press and hold this, and you see this red lock, which means nothing will work right now because the display is locked. Let's unlock the display again and go over to the settings. So if you see, these are the various settings. You have control reversing, you have dual rates and expo for the steering and throttle, you have ABS, you have model selection, you have button assign. So these are pretty interesting features. It shows you all the switches and knobs and buttons that you have, and you can go inside each of them and you can assign it to be a trigger or a 2-position switch or a 3-position switch, and the various controls of your car or boat, whatever you are using this radio for. Let's come out. So the first thing that you want to do is, let's see what we have in the second page. In the second page you have your display settings, board settings, engine cutoff, but that's not something that we are bothered about now. The first thing, because we need to do, is go into settings and check the present firmware which is already installed in the radio, and if it is not the current one, we will be checking the latest version from the website, and if it doesn't match, then we will have to do a firmware upgrade. So the thing that you have to do here is go into the settings first page, and inside this tab, system, scroll down and you will see one option, about Noble. Okay, so if you see FlySky Noble firmware 2.0.100 standard, the date of release is also mentioned, which is 9th of December 2022. I believe this is the latest version, because I ordered this radio like 2 weeks back, so this should be the latest one. So 2.0.100 standard. We'll check it soon in the website. If it's not, then we'll have to do one upgrade. So let's find out. Okay, once you are into the FlySky website, the first thing that we need to do is go into products, then select flagship, and you get various options. You will find Noble NB4, click on that. Then you have this option, downloads and upgrade. Okay, I'm clicking on downloads and upgrades again. Alright, so here you can see this is the version that we already have, 2.0.100 standard, but I'm not sure. There are two other things mentioned. One is the FCC version and one is this changelog. Not sure what they are. Let me try and download. Okay, the changelog is opening some kind of a documentation. I believe I don't need that. So yeah, I think we are already on the latest firmware. Mentioned earlier, in order to bind the radio, we'll have to do the mandatory firmware update and make sure that the firmware version on the receiver and the radio both are the same. And in order to do that, you will have to power up this receiver, and to power up, I'll be using one of the Fusion Pro motors that I have connected to the battery, and then let's see. So I'll keep this laptop aside for now. Let's open up the receiver box. Comes in this nice little package. You have a foam insert where you have the actual receiver. This is the antenna, and you get bind plugs. I believe this is the warranty card from FlySky. You also get some stickers. And you have obviously a user manual. keep these things aside. So as you can see, I have the battery connected to my HobbyWing motor, and that is connected to channel 2 because throttle is always on channel 2 on the receiver, and I'll be powering it on with this method. First, what I'll do is I'll go into my radio settings and do model. Okay, so this receiver I plan to set up with my SCX10 3G Gladiator because that is the only crawler which has no accessories to be set up. Only the electronics needs to be put in, so it's a very short time activity. So that is the card that I'll start first. So what I'll do is I'll name my model 1 to be Gladiator in my radio. So I'll say Jeep Gladiator, enter. Channel number definition 8 channels. After switching, need rebinding, are you sure? Yes. Radio frequency setup, model reset, copy model, these things are not required, so I'll come out. Now going into RX setup, the first thing we have to do is update the receiver. So we go into update receiver and select our receiver model. You will see all the compatible models are listed here. We'll go into FGr8B, update. It says please connect FGr8B or enable to enter the mandatory update mode. We'll select OK. Now you see the progress bar is not moving. It says operating 0. That is because our receiver is not powered on. The way you want to do it is press and hold bind, power it up, and keep holding the bind button for like 10 seconds. So hold, power on, and I'll hold it for 10 seconds. And now you see the flashing was fast, but now it's slowed down. And here in the radio, if you see, the update progress is now going ahead. It says update success. You will hear a beep. Okay, now firmware is updated. Now what we need to do is bind the receiver, because if you remember when I changed the name, it said we had to do rebinding. Go into bind set, into the enhanced receiver setup. No need to check this checkbox, and we'll just click on start binding.
Binding successful.
Okay, so you will hear a long beep and it says binding successful. So now we are going to test. Just hold the motor in your hand and give a little bit throttle, and you see it is moving. So binding is successful. So that's the video all about. We saw how to connect the receiver with the radio, do the mandatory firmware updates. Luckily the radio was pretty new. It was newly ordered, which is why it was already on the latest firmware settings. I did not have to do the firmware update on the radio, but we did have to do it on the receiver, and I showed you how to rename the model and also bind it with the receiver. So now it's basically a 8-channel radio, and if you go to your channel assignments here, so you will see 8 different buttons that you can assign to 8 different functions. So I'll do a follow-up video. Like I mentioned, this set is going inside the SCX10 Gladiator. So there will be a follow-up video coming up soon on how I install the HobbyWing motor and ESC and the setups that I do. And you will also see how I program this motor with the program card, because right now it is not, the ESC is not calibrated with the radio. Whenever you are installing a HobbyWing motor, the first thing that you have to do is calibrate your motor with the radio, so that it knows the endpoints, your maximum and your minimum endpoints. So that is coming up in a future video. Stay tuned, and we'll see more upgrades on the Bronco and as well as on the Defender. And I will do more videos on the reviews, how the vehicles are now performing with the upgraded electronics. So stay tuned and have a good rest of your day.